Alright, moving on to part B. Assess a case for increased competition in the airport industry. Okay, again you're gonna have to read the extract, both of them. Without reading the extract, you won't be able to answer this question. I mean, you can just check my answer, but then you wouldn't be able to compare and see the proper technique that you have to use in order to gain full marks. Anyhow, let's begin. BA has owned UK's seven largest airports since 1965, making the airport industry a monopoly. As extra to emphasizes on the poor quality service provided by airports, such as immutable delays of flights, the case for breaking a BA's monopoly over the market and increasing competition seems strong. It is clear that BAA is abusing its market power by being inefficient and providing a and subpar service along with less quantities such as less flights. This could drive up the prices of flights for consumers for their earning low supply. Okay, this is my introductory paragraph, and all introductory paragraphs are supposed to just give your own opinion. What do you think, and how you're going to start off the question, how you're going to approach it. Here I have used both the application marks and the knowledge marks. I haven't gone into analysis because I haven't explained how things change. I have explained one point that this could drive up the prices of life for consumers for their low in supply, but I wouldn't give myself an analysis mark for this just yet because I mean I haven't really developed this point from here to here. Anyhow, so let's break this paragraph down. Seven largest airports since 1965, that is an application, making the airport industry a monopoly, which I have asserted in the part A of the question as well. As extra to emphasizes on the poor quality of service provided by airports. As extra to emphasize, so that is an application mark. Alright, so I'll mark this in poor quality of service. There's an application mark. There will be one A. Increasing competition seems strong. That's my opinion, and that is all you have to do in the introduction. You always have to assert your opinion, how you are going to tackle things. Okay, so moving on. It is clear that BA is abusing its market power. You see, that is again my opinion. But being inefficient and providing a subpar service along with less quantities such as less flights, this could drive up the prices of flights for consumers for their low in supply, and that is two knowledge marks from here to here. Are these two knowledge marks? Because I first of all mentioned that it is abusing its market power by being inefficient. I've shown that it's a monopoly, and now I'm showing that what it's doing as a monopoly. So I'm essentially giving the definition of a monopoly here. So along with less quantities such as less flights, this could drive up the price of flights. Okay, and that is the knowledge mark. So overall, in all, this paragraph will get me 3 total marks. I'd say 3 KAA marks, just 3 KAA because there's no analysis here. So moving on to the next paragraph. An increase in competition. Now I'm going to develop my argument, the argument I presented in the introduction. An increase in competition and its effects on the airport industry are shown in the diagram. There we go. And then, you see, I have always emphasized the fact that you should be using diagrams. Always incorporate diagrams into your answers. They are cheap marks, they are easy marks, and it just comes to show that you know your economics. You know how things operate. This is an advanced diagram. This is not just a supply and demand diagram. This is a marginal cost and average total cost diagram, marginal revenue, and it shows that once competition has increased, the prices are going to go down. You see, quantity is going to go up. This is also initial equilibrium. That just comes to show that you know how things are going to move once competition has increased, and that's going to earn you easy marks. That's at least 3 marks, could even be 4, but 3 marks because there's no, well, I haven't gone into developing it. I have to, you see, I don't only have to show the diagram, draw a diagram, I also have to incorporate this into my analysis, incorporate this into my wording, which I'll do later. So that's three diagram marks. 3D. I'll just call it 3D. I mean, I cannot call it knowledge marks exactly. I don't know where it fits quite, whether it's analysis or knowledge. I say it's probably analysis, but anyway, I'll just call it 3D. An increase in competition and its effects on the airport industry are shown in the diagram. The BA could be making supernormal profits of the area P multiplied by Q and abusing its monopoly power to be allocatively and productively inefficient. So I mentioned an area. Now this is what I was talking about when I said you have to include your diagram, explain your diagram into words, and that's what I've done. PXQ I've said, and PXQ is this area from here to here. This is P, this Q. This is how much it was making before the supernormal profits. Okay, this area entire, this red area was the supernormal profits before. I'll just color it a little bit more. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so that I have incorporated into it, and that's an additional mark. And now I've also gone into analysis when I mentioned abusing its monopoly power to be allocatively and productively inefficient. So that is an analysis mark, and up there PXQ, that is another mark. An increase in competition should lead BA to be more efficient and competent. BA may now facilitate more flights Q to Q2, again incorporating the diagram, and at cheaper prices P to P2, again, such that it becomes allocatively efficient. P is equal to MC. Now this is a knowledge mark because I have essentially defined allocative efficiency with just a simple formula. You see, P is equal to MC. Here the price is equal to the marginal cost. That is P is equal to MC, and that is the knowledge mark. Okay, I'll just keep that in. Not to mention productively efficient, and one more, lowest average low cost, and it is indeed the lowest average low cost. Average low cost curve is this red thing, and it is at its lowest point when the market has been made more competitive. So let's break this paragraph down, although it hasn't ended, but before moving on to the next page, I'll show the allocation of marks so far. So PXQ, P is MC, lowest average low cost, Q to Q2, P to P2. All these are things that I've incorporated from the diagram I drew, and these are going to earn me 3 more marks. So that is 3 KA more. Okay, and I've also gone to analysis twice here, and that's 2 analysis mark AN. So overall, summarize, it will be 5 KA marks. 5 KA marks. KAA, because there's also analysis here. No application much, but I mean not much application, but some analysis. So that is my first point, and that's I've earned so far 8 marks for it. Let's move on to the next page. As a result, consumer surplus should greatly augment, shown by the shaded region. Okay, so since I scan the page, the shaded region cannot be shown, but I'll mark it for you guys over here. So this is the increased share region, the consumer surplus will increase by, and was this part. Since the price has gone down, has gone down, so consumer will be paying this much less, and they will be getting this much more. So that is the increase in consumer surplus, this entire area. Okay, and again I have incorporated the diagram into my answer, so that is another mark. in total, to sum it up, that was a 9 marker paragraph. Okay, so 9K double A marks. I've got 9 marks from here, 3 marks from the introduction, so that is 12 total marks. But remember the question. The key word, the key term in the question was assess. To assess is to evaluate as well, to challenge your own answer. And that's what you have to do through evaluation. And that's what I'm going to do starting in the next paragraph. However, as extract 2 mentions, regulation instead of competition, as extract 2 mentions. Okay, so there is an application right there, first of all. Just don't go off a tangent, like do not just simply put, just say a point without, even if you have taken it from the extract, do not say it without mentioning that you have taken it from the extract. You have to say that you have taken it from the extract. That shows that you are applying your knowledge, not just commingling things from here and there and putting it all together for an answer. You have to show that you are incorporating the answer from the extract. That's how you're going to get the application marks. Those are crucial. I mean, I have seen thousands of students fail because they do not get the application marks into the answers. Application marks are important. Always try to get those in. However, as extract 2 mentions, regulation instead of competition may be more beneficial for the airport industry and its consumers. Okay, so just an assertion. Okay, so since I'm a libertarian, then, well, I don't quite believe that the government power can override any inefficiencies and such. That's why I made my main point that more competition is beneficial. Though you could have made your main point the fact that regulation might be more beneficial. It's all in you. I personally don't think that's how the economy functions. I personally do not believe that top-down approaches always work. It's just the way it is. Governments do not get more competition into the market, and markets just do need competition. This is how it is. As far as the abstract goes, it too kind of provide the evidence that more competition might be more beneficial. So you have to weigh that in too. You have to weigh in what the abstract says as well. Not only assert your own opinions all the time. The market for airports could be a natural monopoly. Okay, so this is my point. A natural monopoly. Now I'll use an economic term, but I have not explained it yet. I.e., okay, so I'm explaining it now. In other words, a market that is best left to be dominated and controlled by a single firm. Okay, so that is a definition of natural monopoly. So that is 2 marks so far. Airports in a city or even in a country are often interconnected, and in terms of flight schedules, the airlines operate, etc., such that allowing different firms to own the airports in the UK may very well cause disruptions to the whole mechanism. Okay, so I have challenged my own point by saying that if you break it up, if you allow some other firm to run another airport to run a different airport, then you're going to break up the natural monopoly. And natural monopolies are best left to a single firm because they can control all their outlets. They can be just much more efficient if they are left on their own. This could prevent BAA from exploiting economies of scale. One more point, since consumers may, now this is analysis, since you see that those are the keywords, those are your linkers, since, because, as, these are the linkers. You have to use these to show that you are now you're not analyzing your answer, you are now developing your answer, you're now explaining your point, and that's how you get analysis marks. Since consumers may switch to new firms in the market, and BAA may have to scale down its operation and let go any potential economies of scale down its operations. Moreover, BA may not be able to be dynamically efficient, another point, anymore due to the lack of profits that may arise thanks to increased competition. BA may reinvest less profits, and hence the quality of service may deteriorate in the long run. Now I have made a point in the long run. This is always a good evaluation point. So overall, you can easily get about in this evaluation. You see, this evaluation was based on a single topic, the topic of national monopoly. But within that topic, I developed into two different answers, or even three different answers if you think about it. See, I developed the national monopoly point into economies of scale, and then I developed it into dynamic efficiency, and I also mentioned the long run and the quality of service may deteriorate because they may not be reinvesting for profits. They may be making less profits or less less investment in the future, and that means the quality of service declines. So, and throughout the answer, I have mentioned in terms of flights. You see, that's application, flight schedules, operate. You see, all these terms have to be applicable to the answer you are describing. You don't have to just be completely impartial or just be too ambiguous. You have to mention what exactly how you are applying the knowledge you have to the particular question you have been given. So overall, this was two application marks, or yeah, actually two application marks, two knowledge marks, because of, I said could be three, but I said two are fine. Natural monopoly and dynamic efficiency and economies of scale. I've also explained those terms, and I've also explained my own answer, and that is one or two analysis mark, two knowledge, two analysis, two application. And since this is evaluation, this is all going to go into the evaluation marks, and that is, I say overall 6 evaluation marks. Could be 7, but I'll go with 6. Could be 7 though, easily. So overall, this answer would be worth 6 plus 9 plus 3, that is 18 marks. And that is how you're going to do the essay. 18 total marks.